Viewer beware, you're in for a scare.
Hello viewers and welcome back. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Anastasia.
And today we're going to talk about another horror movie. It is We Are Still Here. This came out in 2015. It was written and directed by Ted Gregorian. I hope that is the way that it is spelled. And I will just have to say right now that this movie so far, besides It Follows, which I really like, is probably my favorite horror movie that we have seen since starting the channel and really like watching them.
Yeah.
I really liked this movie. So if you had not seen it yet, stop, turn this video off, and go watch it. It is on Netflix. You will enjoy it. Hopefully. I mean, we both enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more because I think that this is probably like what I enjoy more, and you were kind of scared.
It's not a good horror movie unless like you're scared. So,
right, that's true. So
plus it didn't help. Sebastian kept scaring me.
That was hilarious. Yeah, like we were all in the living room and Sebastian would just like jump scare her.
Yeah, like he was sitting behind me, so like during the movie, since I was sitting by myself, he would like crawl up to me and then wait till I turn around to yell boo, and that that would like scare the pants
right
out.
So just to be on the safe side, spoiler warning. Turn this video off.
Yes.
Pause it, whatever, come back and watch it after the video and talk to us about it, because that is what this channel is about. So a little synopsis of the movie. Basically, an older couple has lost their son recently and moved to a New England farmhouse, like not really around too many people, just to try to get away. They soon start noticing supernatural events in their house, which they think is their son, and then they meet the creepy ass neighbors. Okay, from then on out, it's like, what the heck? I actually appreciate that this movie kind of starts off slow and builds to the end, which is like, what just happened? Yeah. So
it went from like a simple ghost movie to like gory. And like
and I definitely think the original, like the beginning of the movie till almost the end, it's kind of like just a regular ghost story. Yes. And then all of a sudden it turns into like a slasher gore fest. Yes. Which I think is like fun.
Yeah. And it's always fun, isn't it?
It's always fun. So, of course, the neighbors. You get some creepy neighbors, and you start thinking, what's going on? He tells a story about a family that was ran out of town, supposedly, because they ran, like the mortician ran out of town, and just a creepy story, like, why are you telling me this? What's going on? And then they decide to invite their hippie friends, which I believe that even though this was like in 2015, it kind of seems like it was set in like the 70s, or at least the very early 80s.
Yeah.
It doesn't really like specify what time period it is. And yeah, so their friends come, who the lady is kind of psychic, I guess, or she feels auras, or they just smoke a lot of pot. Not really sure which one it is.
But either way, she does know a lot of things. She
I really do think she's psychic. I just was doing that for like, ha.
Giggles.
So they go to the only, I guess, place that is in town, which is like a bar slash, they called it a burger place, but it looked more like a bar to me. And where everyone kind of looks at them like, they're crazy.
Yeah, like,
now, originally, I was like, what the heck? Why? What is going on?
Yeah, like there's not a whole lot of new faces, so when you see, like, a new face, you're like, oh, new people, yay! But they were like...
well, see, I've realized why they did it.
Why?
Okay, so the people have been there for 2 weeks. Now, going into the house...
Oh, yeah.
There are... The family that actually was supposed to be ran out of town is still actually in the house.
Yes.
As now, like, flame-wielding ghosts. Because the town has, you know, some kind of evil entity, spirit, whatever. That
I
when
think they called it a god that they had that needed a whole family as a sacrifice or something.
Yeah, I guess it's very like Lovecraftian. She probably has no idea who Lovecraft is.
I don't know.
But very like Lovecraftian themes where the town actually built this family the house because they were like the town morticians and they helped build the house. So when the town built the house, which I think was like 200 years ago or 100 years ago, it was like 17, 18, something like that,
like
okay?
18, 17.
Yeah, we don't remember because we don't remember. But anyway, we watch a lot of horror movies, guys.
Yes.
They supposedly unearthed something that was evil and needed sacrifice. So the town decided to sacrifice the mortician's family. Ever since then, the town necessarily hasn't had to, because the mortician's family, every 30 years, kind of wakes up. That's when the house wakes up and needs sacrifices, and they are so pissed off about people in their house, or either that they were killed, that they decide to kill anyone who is in the house, which appeases whatever is going on. Now, at the very end of the movie, which doesn't really talk anything about in the movie, it kind of shows things that have happened, like natural disasters, famine, like crops dying throughout the town's history. So I'm assuming that when the spirit, god, whatever thing, entity doesn't get their family, that the town actually suffers, and that is why the town wants it to continue.
Even though they can just simply move, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, everybody could move. So basically, going back to that point, the family had been in the house for 2 weeks without anything happening.
Whereas
and that is not
small,
right, except for the ghost thing. And that is not normal. So that is why everyone in the bar looked at them weird.
Oh,
That
I did not realize that.
Yes, that's a theory of mine, I guess, that's why they looked at them weird. Their hippie friend's son and his girlfriend come up. The son is actually a friend of their deceased son who had died 2 months before in a car wreck.
Yes.
So as soon pretty much as the girlfriend and son come to the house, they go in the house, the family is away at dinner, they get killed by the things that live in the basement. Now this basement is pretty dang creepy, and I've like went online and read, and this is actually like what the basement of the house looks like, which I would not want to live there.
Yeah.
So when the husband, wife, and their friends come back to the house, there's no trace of the son or his girlfriend, and they think he just decided not to show up, and they don't really make any big deal about it. And this is the only part of the story that I'm like, well, are you not psychic? Why don't you realize something is wrong with your son? Now, I do know, like, at dinner, when her son died, she kind of got choked, so maybe that was like a psychic thing.
Yeah.
But I would hope if I was psychic and something happened to one of my family members, I would be like, oh snap, we need to go save my son.
More than like just choking.
They're at home. This part to me, I don't understand this part, like why the owner of the bar / restaurant and one of her waitresses are hanging out at the bar. The owner is talking to the waitress about what she may have overheard the family talking about, and then someone knocks on the door. The owner sends the waitress to the door to answer it, where she says that we're closed, and then all of a sudden she gets shot. No apparent reason, just shot.
She just told them we're closed, and she gets killed.
So in walks the guy that had came over to the house to visit. This is what I'm talking about, the creepy neighbors. It was him and his wife.
Though his wife was very helpful. They were like...
Yeah, his wife, and we should have said, like, they came over and visited, and they were the ones that told the story. And his wife actually handed the lady a paper as they were leaving.
Saying, get out. Like,
said, this house needs a family. Get out. Right, exactly.
Yes.
So he came in, who I'm assuming that he is like the leader of this town or whatever. I don't know. He wants to make sure that the people get dead that need to get dead. But why did he shoot the girl? Never explained.
And the owner, she was just like, oh, if I knew you were here, I wouldn't have sent the new girl. She did not freak out whatsoever that he shot her. Like, what if she went to the door? Because, like, he didn't wait that long to pulling the trigger on a gun. So, what if she just went, open the door?
Yeah, that part, I was like, it doesn't make sense. The only thing that I can say they put that in probably to show that he was as bad as he kind of appeared. Because every time you saw him, you're kind of like, you're creeping me out a little bit, dude. You know,
Yeah.
a little bit creep factor. So I'm pretty sure that that's why they put that in, but it just really didn't make sense. And I like to point out when movies don't make sense, because this movie was great,
Yes.
other than a few like non-make-sensey
Yeah.
things. I wish personally that they had put more in explaining like what it was that the town found and how they even knew
Yes,
that it wanted to sacrifice stuff.
Yes.
That's what I would like to know, and I would like to see. I'd like to have seen flashbacks back to the original family, maybe, and see what actually happened to them. We just kind of have like bits and pieces of what people have said.
Yeah.
So
it was a great movie.
It was a great movie.
It just would have like made a little more sense and made some things clear.
Yeah, I like when stuff, if they're gonna go like that route, I like a little bit of clarity. What's going on? So the two women decide to go grocery shopping the following day, and the two guys decide to hold a seance when the wife had actually said, "Do not hold a seance," but they decided to. Now, pretty much at this point, stuff just starts going south. You know, it's not good. So the guy gets possessed by, I guess, the
Dad.
father of the thing in the basement, and you know he is not very happy.
Definitely not. He's a very angry spirit. I mean, he'd been killing people for years.
Right, so he's not very happy, and actually starts telling them that the son is dead, that he was killed in the basement, that the girlfriend was killed in the basement, in not very nice terms or words.
Technically the girlfriend wasn't killed in the basement.
She wasn't killed
She
in the
was
basement.
driving
That scene
away.
is really cool.
Yeah, she was driving away, and then he appeared in the back seat and, like, I guess, like, ran his hand through her chest, because you just see her, like, coughing up blood, and then his hand's just sticking out.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool scene.
Yeah. Though she was getting angry because she was like, she just left him in the basement.
She did, like, he just, like, grabbed the boy, and then she took off, like, running, grabbed the keys, got in the car. I'm like, you don't even try to help him? I mean, I guess, like, in horror movies, she did, like, the non-dumb girl thing to do.
Yeah.
I will say, this horror movie was refreshing because predominantly all the people in the movie was adults. And even the boyfriend and the girlfriend, they were probably in their early 20s.
Yeah,
It wasn't like, this was like not a teenage movie, which I appreciate that, because I feel like a lot of horror movies now are like all like teenagers,
really
you know, in the woods getting killed by a guy in a mask. That's what all the horror movies are. To get home, where they realize that one of them has been possessed. This is the hippie guy who's actually been possessed. I don't know if we explained that. The hippie guy's been possessed, who then proceeds to say that the son is dead. The wife, of course, is freaking out.
He's tied to a chair.
He is
by
tied
the
to
way,
a chair.
So.
But then he gets free and stabs himself through the eye, which is kind of sucky-ish.
Yeah, because you thought he was going to attack his wife, the hippie's wife, but then he just turns it around and stabs it.
And as far as I'm not sure if the spirit killed him or if he killed himself to prevent the spirit from hurting the wife.
I actually did not think about that. I just thought the spirit killed him.
I'm not positive about that. I don't know. There could be arguments for either one. So y'all tell me, do you think that he killed himself to prevent himself from hurting his wife, or do you think this vengeful spirit just killed him because he was like, I'm tired of possessing this person? So pretty much as soon as that happens, and let me just say, the end is kind of back to back to back to back to back to back to back. It doesn't stop until it ends. Stop.
So yeah, like everything we're about to say, it happens without no like.
Yeah, it's like this, because like the first of the movie is kind of slow, and so if you're watching this for the first time and you're like, what is going on? This movie isn't exciting. It's kind of boring. Just like
wait till the
because
end.
the end is kind of like
it's
like boom, and everything just kind of blows up. So as soon as like he stabs himself in the eye, they get a phone call, which is the crazy guy's wife who was laying dead in the floor with a knife in her.
And she said that you don't need to worry about the ghost. You need to worry about her husband.
She don't even say. She just says that the ghost isn't what you need to worry about.
Yeah.
Right now. So,
and it shows her like bloody on the floor with, I think, a knife.
So I guess they found out that she was helping them or trying to help them. I'm not positive. It doesn't really explain that part either. But you just know that she has been killed. And the townspeople are now coming towards the house. The hippie wife answers the door where she gets killed, and the other couple runs upstairs. Funny enough, as soon as the townspeople get in the house, the vengeful spirits start attacking them.
I love this one.
And this is my favorite part of the movie.
Yes, because like you thought that the vengeful spirit was going to attack them, but no, they just started attacking the townspeople. Anytime someone tried to go upstairs, they would like grab the ankles and like stop them. Yeah. And it was exciting. I loved it.
Because throughout the movie, you didn't really get the sense that the spirits particularly was happy about the people being in the house.
Yeah.
And definitely, I mean, they got through with the hippies pretty quickly. So the wife who was killed by the townspeople.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, well, why are the ghosts helping them? Which it really did seem like not only were they killing the people of the town, they also seemed to be helping the couple a bit too.
Yes.
And all of the people that came to the house to kill them were killed by the spirits, except for one lady who tried to kill the woman. The woman was holding knives and stabbed her in the neck, which was a fantastic scene.
She had multiple knives
just held in her hands.
Yeah, and so it was like, ooh, and they just kept showing like blood splurting out the woman's neck.
Yeah, that was like a good scene.
Yeah. It lasted for a while, but it was like...
And that's why I said this movie, at the end, is kind of gory. So if gore isn't your thing, this may not be the movie for you, but it is like a fun ride if you like gore.
Yes.
And I kind of think this was like several movies kind of mashed together, but did mash together in like a good way.
In a very good way.
Because I mean, it's like classic ghost story meets slasher film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it was so good. And there was like a good amount of jump scares in the movie. I love a good jump scare.
I love a good jump scare too, even though it kind of gives me a heart attack.
We come to the end where we try not to spoil the end. Like, we don't give like all the ends away usually. Yeah,
we try not to.
We're not going to say like who died last or what happened, but just needless to say that the couple was still alive at the end.
Yes.
All of a sudden, their son started talking to them.
Yeah.
And then they followed their son into the basement.
And then it kind of like stops, ends there with the credits.
It just ends there.
So we have no idea if they're gonna stay in the house since their son's there, or if they're gonna be hitting the road, because haunted house, there's blood everywhere.
Okay, so we have a few questions. Why do you think that the ghost did not attack the people for the 2 weeks that they were in the house, when, from what the townspeople said and acted like, that wasn't normal?
Yeah.
So what is your theory on that?
Well, my theory is because, like, I just like to believe that the spirits, especially the dad, who's seen the most violent out of like all the ghosts that was there, I think he kind of like felt bad for them because they just lost their son, and since he like also lost his kid, he was just like, I don't really want to kill them because I'm kind of feeling sorry for them, I guess.
Okay, so you think they could feel like that they were in pain and they felt sympathy?
Yeah, they felt sympathy.
That's interesting. I guess my thoughts was that when they moved in, their son's spirit came to, and that their son's spirit was kind of communicating with the bad spirits, and then I think the sympathy thing kind of ties into that, where they actually felt that. But I kind of think that that's why they heard their son, because he was there and he was kind of protecting his family.
Yeah. That's actually really good, too.
Yeah, that's, okay. Second thing is, do you think the family is going to stay there?
I really want to say no because, you know, like, it's just common sense, but, I mean, the mom, she, like, throughout the whole movie, she wanted to believe that her son was there, and he is there, apparently, so, like, we don't know that until the end. Well, I didn't know that anyway, but I think she doesn't want to leave her son knowing that he's in that house. Though, my thing is, if he followed you in the house in the first place, I think he's not just attached to the house. I think he's just following you. So wherever you go, he goes.
Right. I think it's very open-ended. I think that because the house actually got a family, if you think about it. They got the hippie parents and their son. So they
already got a family.
They got a family. So they would have 30 years of nothing going wrong in the house. And the house, because like the spirits go to sleep, the whatever the creature, the god, the entity thing, it goes to sleep for 30 years, and they are at least in their 40s. I would say,
so
like
they probably
maybe late 40s.
Yeah.
So I personally think they stayed there for at least 30 years, and then you know, maybe they burnt the house down or something. I mean, you know, that would be interesting. I wouldn't want someone else to move in there. Yeah, you, like, if you're like nice to other people, you like be burnt the house down if you're done with it. Now my thing is like you said, they're like in their 40-ish, and I think their son was like in his early 20s as well. So I think like they either are gonna stay there thinking that, oh, we probably won't like live to the next 30 years or so, even though they want to be like 70. I mean, I don't know, but then you have to think, like, what is the other townspeople? Are there other townspeople? Because it's not a big town.
Yeah, I think there was other townspeople because they showed a scene of 3 townspeople running off after. Right,
but are they going to try to come back? I mean, or are they just going to be like, okay, well, no. So who knows? I think it's interesting. Like I said, this was probably very close to my favorite. I would say It Follows, just because It Follows is really, it's just like out there. It's really, really interesting to me. This one is a little bit more understandable, I think, than It Follows, but it's really fun. It's like it's like a fun, like, roller coaster ride. You know, it's gonna, you know, it ends with a bang. Like, I just was like, yes, yes. Yes! Okay, so let us know down below, why do you think the guy like shot the girl out of nowhere? Do you think it was just to make it seem like he was a really bad guy? Which I kind of think now, thinking back, that was probably why, but it just didn't fit in.
Yeah, it really didn't.
It didn't fit in. But yeah, like, go check this movie out if you haven't, although we've just spoiled everything except like the very, very end, I guess. And we will have some links down below. I know like the other 2 videos haven't had links yet. I will go back and put links for that. I'm going to put links to my makeup channel. If you didn't know, I do makeup videos. And we will put the link to the Tumblr.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to make a Twitter. Not positive. But whatever. We'll have some links on there. Go check that out. And please be sure to leave some comments because I love to talk about movies. And also, like, tell us what movies that we should watch. Don't forget, this is on Netflix, so go check it out. Love Netflix.
And don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. So
exactly, thank you. Also, if you move into a new house and it smells and feels like hell is in your basement, get out. Yeah. Pretty much. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.